We're now going to start actually drawing, and the first thing we're going to draw is a line. So if you open up your AutoCAD 2000, your screen comes up something like that. Now you'll see that the cursor is a cross with a little box in the middle. That means nothing's been selected. So if you ever find this happening on your computer, where you try to draw something with that box in the middle, so if you left click and then left click again, it's disappeared. Or that way, left click at that point, move your mouse about, left click again, the box you've drawn has disappeared, and that is because the cursor tells you when it's a cross in a little box you haven't actually selected anything to draw with. So the first thing to draw a line is move your cursor to that top one there, and if you leave it on for a few seconds it'll tell you what it is, and it says line. So left click on line, and when you come down now your cursor is just a cross, no little box in the middle. That means you've actually selected something. Now if you can't remember what you've selected, if you look down the bottom of the screen here, the command, always look at this command box to make sure you know what you've got, what you've chosen to do. And it's saying the command is line, and it's asking you to specify the first point. So we'll start, say here, left click, move it about to wherever you want it to be, left click, and then you can either use the return key to finish that line, or I always use the right mouse key. So right click the mouse key and move the cursor to enter, left click, and that line is now finished. But you can draw a bit more complicated than that. So again, if we go, you see the cursor with the little box in the middle, nothing's been chosen, but you've drawn your line and you've finished it. And if you look at the command down at the bottom, there's no command been chosen. So again, we go for line, left click, your cursor's now changed to just a cross, and it's saying at the bottom on the command line you've chosen to draw a line, and it's asking you to specify the first point. So go somewhere on the screen, left click, move your cursor about wherever you want, left click again. Now you can continue drawing that line, go down to wherever you want to go, left click, and it starts another new line, and left click, and left click, and left click, and left click. And if that's a drawing, right click, enter. Now that drawing is finished. It's not very nice, and I wouldn't like to make it, but that's where we're at for drawing lines. Now this one here, that is called a segment. That's one segment. This one here is a series of connected segments, so it's just them, same as that one, but they're all connected together. Now basically when you draw a line, there is three ways of stopping it. If you select line, and we go down here, we left click to start the line, and we go to where we want to finish it. Now you can press the return key on your keyboard, so I'll press return, you do the same. Sorry, I made a mistake there. I'll do that again. So select line, we'll start here again. That's a start point. We go to where we want to finish it, left click again with your mouse key. So left click, and it is trying to draw another line, but if you now press return, It just gives you that line there, and you finished it by pressing return. Again, if you draw another line, so move your cursor up, select line, left click, we'll draw it beside the other one, left click to start it, down here, left click to finish the end of the line. You can move your cursor anywhere you like, it doesn't matter. Press the space bar on your keyboard and it's finished that line. One more time, your cursor onto the line icon or button, left click, start there, down to here, left click, and instead of using the return or the space bar, I use the mouse. I use a right hand button on the mouse, right hand button, click that, and it says enter, and just click on enter, and that's it, finished. I use a mouse as much as possible rather than a keyboard.